Meta just printed $60.8 billion in a single quarter. More users on their app than at any point in history. And the stock dropped 8%. Now, here's why that matters to you and me. This is about the fourth time over the last year that the market has thrown a tantrum over AI spin. And that's specifically inside of the Mag 7. And the first 3 times it happened, the market was dead wrong. Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. All 3 got punished for the exact same thing, and all 3 got repriced. Meta is now number 4, and Meta is still the one sitting there on sale. However, it may not be the best leaps opportunity out of the Mag 7, and there are a few that are shining a little brighter currently. So in this video, I'm going to pull up my platform, Tradeform IQ, and I'm going to run all the Mag 7 stocks through our Leapsfinder and score them all off of 6 different categories and give them a ranking from 0 to 100. And we'll rank all of them from best leaps opportunity to the worst. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Rashad. I am a full-time options trader, and I bring in the bulk of my income via the stock market. So if you could do me a huge favor, go ahead, smash that like button, and do remember that this is not financial advice, nor is it a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any equities or options contracts. All trading comes with risk, and results may vary. Now, y'all already know I will start off this video with a word from God that has to do with money, wealth building, or business. And today's word will come from Proverbs 19:17. And it says, whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. And the easy to read version states, God rewards compassion. All right. So no matter what you do, just make sure you are a compassionate individual. All right. Hope that blesses somebody out there. But speaking of blessings, I have to shout out a few members of the Bull Premium newsletter. All right. And so we have Lorraine here who says, I've been using the newsletter spreads for the past several months. I've had great success. Thanks, Rashad. Then we have Garth here who has tracked his success since joining on May 8th. Okay. And he says he is up about $10,896. All right. So congratulations to you, Garth. And if you guys know anybody looking for a cool community, whether it be the Trade to Freedom community where you get all full access, or the Bull Premium newsletter, which you see here, where I publish my trades every Friday, every single Friday morning, you get trades specifically from me, then the link for both of those is down in the description below. We would absolutely love to have you. And with either of those, you get full access to the Tradeform IQ platform, which you will see later in this video. However, you can purchase that by itself as well if you wish. All right, but with all that, let's get down to business. All right, so here is the pattern, and I want you to pay close attention to this because once you see it, you can't really unsee it. There are 4 main companies inside the Mag 7 that are spending enormous amounts of money on their building of AI infrastructure. We have Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta, and these are the CapEx vendors. They are the ones writing the checks that everybody else in the AI trade is collecting on. And every single one of them has gone through these 3 exact stages. Stage 1, the market panics about the spending. The stock gets punished, not because the business is broken, but because Wall Street looks at the CapEx number and says, I don't know if this will pay off. And then we have stage 2 here, which is the company keeps reporting quarter after quarter, and the numbers just keep coming in fine. Revenue growing, margins holding, demand increasing. And then stage 3, the market changes its mind pretty violently too, all at once, typically in a single session. Now, Google went first. The market spent over a year confused about Google's spending. Then the earnings kept stacking and the multiple expanded. And that was about stage 3. And it was a monster move for anybody who was positioned. And then Microsoft came, right? They were down big for the year due to the CapEx fear. Then one single report drops and the stock has one of the largest single day moves you will ever see of a company that size. Okay. And that literally just happened this week. And then Amazon went third again this week. Same script, skepticism about the CapEx, then AWS growth comes in strong, margins improve, and the market flips overnight. 3 for 3, same fear, same resolution. And that brings us to number 4, which is Meta. Meta just reported revenue of $60.8 billion, up 28%, but costs came in at about $42 billion, up 55% year over year. And they missed on earnings per share by about 13%. Now, the stock dropped about 8% on that miss. But here's the thing about that miss. Some of it is not operational. There were one-time items in that quarter, a legal charge and a severance charge from a headcount reduction, plus a more aggressive depreciation schedule on all the infrastructure that they're building. And so if you actually strip away all of those one-time charges, it is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Revenue growing 28% at the scale is not a broken company. That is a company spending heavy and getting punished for that exact spending. And that is stage 1, which is the first stage that we just showed for the other 3 companies. Now, I want to be clear about something because I don't want to send you any false hope when it comes to Meta. Meta is not a carbon copy of the other 3. The other three all have a public cloud business, and they rent out their infrastructure to other companies. And that is a big portion of why Amazon and Google have been getting rewarded. And with them, there is a clean line from CapEx to revenue. Meta currently doesn't have that. Meta is actually spending on infrastructure that they use themselves. So the market will likely take a little longer with this one, and maybe a lot longer. However, one thing is for sure, when it changes its mind, it's going to shoot up drastically, probably over the span of one day. All right, so here we are over at the Trade Forum IQ platform. Again, this is a platform that I built from the ground up in order to help both myself and the members of the Trade to Freedom community trade even better with several tools at their hand. Now, of course, the market is having a pretty good green day today. And if we come down and we look at the heat map, then we can easily see when it comes to big tech that everybody's having a good day other than Apple. All right, but we can see Amazon up 15% today, right after their earnings, and their AWS is growing rapidly. Although it's very odd that initially, right after Google's earnings, there was a sell-off because they raised their CapEx, but their cloud business was growing rapidly. And that's the exact same reason why Amazon shot up today, is because their cloud business is growing rapidly. However, they still also raised their CapEx. But we can see that the market is now getting it correct and shooting Google right back up. Now, one thing to know for certain is that investors are always irrational when it comes to earnings. A business like Google can report amazing earnings, which they did, and the stock price go down. And a company could report horrible earnings and the stock price go up. Okay, so that's always something to keep in mind. Just because a company drops after their earnings does not mean that they had bad earnings. You want to make sure to look into their actual earnings themselves before formulating an opinion. But what I want to do here is go down to our Leapsfinder, which is actually one of the most favorite tools that is on this entire platform. And we have been using this in the Trader Freedom community to purchase Leaps. And I have to say right now, our batting average is really good. We actually had Leaps on Amazon and we rode them through the earnings, and obviously that went very well. So we closed them today for profit. And we also have Leaps on Google and NVDA right now as well. But let's go ahead and check out the Leapsfinder. Now, here's what the Leapsfinder does. It has a set of criteria where it goes out and looks at every single stock in the market that has over a $1 billion market cap. And it looks for things like the weekly stochastic pointing in an upwards direction, amongst several other things. And it pulls all of those stocks. And then the ones that they pull, it gives it a ranking from 0 to 100 based on several other criteria that I've set. And well, if we come over here and we take a look, we can see, well, who's number one right now? Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT, coming in with a ranking of 89 currently. Now, if we go ahead and we take a look, you can see here, looking at the chart, that it's popped well above the 250-day moving average. We can see down here at the stochastic that it's now pointing upwards. Now, if you're not familiar with the stochastic, it's just a momentum oscillator. And so quite simply, if it's pointing in an upwards direction, that means the stock is having bullish momentum. And if it's pointing in a downwards direction, that means the stock is having bearish momentum. Okay, but we can see it's clearly pointing in an upwards direction. Now, if we come down here and we look, we have the main categories that the Leapsfinder scores everything on. And so we have the trend, the implied volatility, which will determine how cheap or expensive the options premiums are at this given time. Then we have quality, so how good of a business this is. Then we have the entry, okay? How far has it pulled back from 52-week highs? Because we typically don't want to be buying a stock that is right at the 52-week high, right? And so it scores it on the entry currently, and then options economics. Now, what this does is it looks at the break even for a Leaps contract, which would be both the strike plus the premium that you paid to get in the trade. And then it looks at analyst target prices, and it sees how far of a distance that is from the break-even price to the analyst target price. And the higher that distance is, the higher the score will be for the options economics. Now, the beautiful thing about this is we can go ahead and compare this to whatever other companies that we wish. And so let's go ahead and click this compare button right here. Well, now let's go ahead and add in some other stocks from the Mag 7. Okay, so we already have Microsoft here. And so let's go ahead and type in Google, then Meta and Amazon, and let's throw in Apple right now, and NVIDIA. All right, so we have 6 of the 7 of the Mag 7 right here. I'm not even going to include Tesla because it's another topic. All right, but if we look here, we can see Google is scoring the highest as we speak at a 93. Now, if you're familiar with this channel, probably know that I think Google is by far the best company in the world fundamentally. All right, there's nothing that you can tell me that would make me believe that another company fundamentally is outpacing Google as we speak. And it is a beautiful thing when worlds collide, and it is also being scored very high on the Leapsfinder, because I look at that as just an amazing opportunity. All right, but like I said, we in the community already have Leaps on Google, and we can see here Microsoft is an 88, NVDA 84, Apple 75, Meta 73, Amazon 72. Now, one thing I can say for sure about this is I assume Amazon's score will go up. It is currently scoring a 0 for implied volatility, probably because their options premiums were very high because of earnings and the volatility that it had today. But by the next market day, that will probably change. All right, so we can see the total score is there, and it gives a little summary and tells you which ones are the strongest at what points. But of course, we could come down here and look and see who were the leaders of everything. And one thing I will point out is that if we look at analyst target prices, you see NVIDIA with a plus 53 and Meta at a plus 50. All right, so the analysts that study these companies do see a dramatic rise within the year for these companies' stock prices. And so that is one thing to note. However, I can tell you what we did in the Trader Freedom community is we entered into some poor man covered calls on Microsoft. Okay, we added that to our arsenal. Again, we already have Leaps on Google and NVIDIA, and we closed out some Leaps on Amazon today due to the huge uptick. And then we actually closed some trades on Meta for a profit today, but those were not Leaps. Those were a different option strategy. And so I can say that as of right now, out of all of the stocks that are currently showing, we either have trades open or we just recently closed them today. All right, so we are absolutely making a ton of money off of the Mag 7. All right, now looking at the options data for Microsoft, we can see here, the IV rank is 45. All right, so that means the implied volatility is lower compared to what it's been over the last year, right? 0 would be it's the least volatile it's been over the last year, and 100 would mean that it's the most volatile that it's been over the last year. And we can see the put call ratio is 0.50. Thing that low is very bullish, which just means that there are a ton more calls that are open than puts. And if we click on it, we can see there is currently 2.8 million calls open and only 1.4 million puts. All right, so that is very bullish. Now, looking at the gamma exposure, what you'll notice is that there is a huge call wall at the $500 level. Now, this is over the next 3 monthly expirations. And typically what the call wall is it acts like a magnet for the stock price. And so over time, typically you'll slowly see it drift towards that call wall. And then once it gets there, it kind of pins, because then market makers need to sell shares as it approaches that price. All right, so we may see it move closer to 500, and then it may take some time to get over that as market makers are hedging their positions. And so that is a good thing to see if you are bullish on Microsoft. Now, looking at the chart here for Microsoft, we can obviously see that it had a very great week. All right, these are the weekly candles, but that $500 level still has some good room to run. And if it were to be able to get over that call wall, then we could see it touch all-time highs again, right here around 550. As we can see, there is a double top there, so that level of resistance will be very strong. But I do believe Microsoft does have some room to run. And so what we did with our poor man's covered call is we bought a long leg deep in the money. You should always go deep in the money, and I'm usually around a 0.70 delta. And then we sold a covered call around this $500 marker. Now, one thing to note is people have the wrong conception of how poor man covered calls work. They think that if the stock price rises a lot and it threatens your short call, that will become a losing trade, and that couldn't be any further from the truth. And what we do in the community is if the stock price does rise up towards our short call, we just close both legs at the same time. At that time, you will be up tremendously on that trade, because overall the poor man's covered call is a bullish strategy. And so what you need to fear is the stock price going down. All right, but I love what I'm seeing here from Microsoft and really just the entire Mag 7 overall, other than Tesla. But let me know down in the comments below, are you buying any leaps right now? Which of the Mag 7 stocks are your favorite currently? And do remember to grab access to the Tradeform IQ platform. The link is below in the description. You get access to all of the amazing tools that this website has. In my opinion, it is the most comprehensive website for stocks, for investing, for trading in the entire market. All right, there's several different tools that I haven't even touched on today, but I will in future videos. But I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.